Hey everybody, Kizzybug here. I had planned to do this speak out some time ago, just now finding the time to sit down and get it done. So, let's dive in and see what we can learn from this. So people say the old man should be left to rest in peace, and what he did while he was alive should have died along with him. You know, the whole, let him R.I.P. and let it go. Let's think about that for a moment. Do the scars of the mental, emotional, and verbal abuse really die with a person? Well, no. Abuse leaves lasting effects with the victims, who then become survivors. And we all know that without any kind of therapy, these effects don't go away on their own. Instead, the survivor goes on living with these painful scars, and to quell how they feel, they often turn to addictions to cope, such as drug addiction, alcoholism, food addictions, gambling, and etc. They are merely trying to numb the pain they feel on the inside. The physical abuse side, well, scars and bruises heal, but not the ones on the inside. A survivor can suffer PTSD from all forms of abuse. So when you say that just because someone died, that the abuse they inflicted on the living should be forgotten, you are invalidating the survivors of the abuse. It's like saying to a victim or survivor, hey, it doesn't matter what you went through, the person died, so let it go. How about no? That is not acceptable, and no one has the right to use that just because they feel sympathetic to an abuser or happen to think the abuser was a good person. You are, of course, entitled to your opinion. But as an abuse survivor myself, I think it's atrocious that anyone could tell a survivor to get over it or to let it go. I want you to take a moment and place yourself in the shoes of a survivor whose abuser died. What if you went through a horrible childhood and were abused? Could you or would you be okay with someone telling you that you should let it go because your abuser died? Could you imagine all the feelings of everything you went through and no one validates it? Look, death is not a free pass or an excuse to invalidate any survivor's abuse. You never know what it's like to live with the memories or to have PTSD if you haven't gone through abuse yourself. We need to care about people who are victims and who are now survivors. We need to be mindful of the things that we say to others. Just because we are not the direct people involved in the situation, we need to be mindful that others are victims of abuse currently or are also survivors. When people try to minimize abuse or give an excuse, you are hurting people who are victims or survivors. There is no excuse to be a jerk. None. There is no excuse for abuse. None. Have some self-awareness, have some accountability. A bad life doesn't make a bad person. Having a mental illness is no excuse to be a jerk or to be abusive towards others. Neither is coming from a childhood with abuse. You can make the choice to break the cycle, to be different than your parents. You can choose to do your best to give your children the best life you can, filled with love and support. You can get help for the emotional pain and learn to live a healthy life. There are choices, but only you can make the choice. Anyways, just my thoughts, and I hope that you can understand how insensitive it is to use a death excuse. I hope that you have learned something and will be more mindful when speaking to others, because you may not know how your words can impact someone. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.